Welcome back. Peace reflections. I'm gonna pin the comment. Topic. So, there's been a lot that has transpired. Peace reflections. Peace to all the gods. Welcome. Peace reflections. Okay, so today is the update. I know that maybe the day before yesterday, we posted a meme saying that there was going to be an update. So much has transpired since that day. It's been ridiculous. So I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened. Prior to me putting up the update meme, we were doing everything that we could with our lawyer to get the release of Chief. So this is what we had to go through. First of all, Chief is still currently locked up in the Nicaraguan police station. We are still bringing him food 3 times a day. And every Tuesday, I go to see him. I only seen him twice since he's been in there. And that's only on Tuesdays for 30 minutes. So I have seen Chief 2 times since all of this transpired. The first time I talked to him, I was telling him like everything that was going on. Some of the things that we need to do to get him released and everything like that. Had to wait all the way until next week for another Tuesday to see him again and have a meeting with him again. So much is going on. He doesn't really know everything that's going on out here and what's transpiring out here because the police station doesn't want him to have contact with anybody. He can't make phone calls. He can only receive food and 1 visit a week from anyone he wants to for 30 minutes for 1 week. So his contact is like very limited at this point. And the last time I seen him, which was on Tuesday, I was telling him there were a very, very high chance of us actually getting him out. And I can run a story by y'all. It was a very high chance of us getting him out that day and the next day after that. So what had happened was I seen Chief, and I was telling him, look, we got the lawyer, we got the judge, we got everything that we need right now so that we can put in place a demand for your release. And I was telling him everything that was transpiring and stuff like that. And he's like, you know, everything is getting even more intense because of the fact that they're holding him illegally and they're not letting him go. Like, they're not letting him go. And Nicaragua has its own situation when it comes to that. So yeah, they won't give us any information on why they're holding him. They won't give us any information on a case, if it is a case on him. They won't give us information on if he's being investigated or if there's an investigation. They don't want to talk to us. Completely, they don't want to talk to us. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, we're his immediate family. Like, we are with him. You know, we're up here every single day. I have his child. Why wouldn't you want to talk to us? Especially if you're insinuating or may think that we're being done something, or we're being done something by him. And so these are my thoughts that's going through my head, and they're not taking any outside information, so it's a very difficult and sticky situation when it comes to our situation right now. So he just told me that day, he told me to do anything that I can so that we can see him released. This is why we came up with the petition. We have other social medias, like all of the big social medias, like all the news and news articles and stuff like that. We're going to be hitting up so that we can put our story online, so that we can tell everybody, like, there's this new thing called what is it called when the cyberbullying, It's called gangster gang
Gang stalking.
stalking. It's this new thing going around called gang stalking, and it's another form of it's cyberbullying. It's just in another form. And what these people do online is that they gang up in these groups and they stalk people, especially people of like high figures and stuff like that. And they cyberbully them. They make up lies about them. They say all of this stuff and they blasphemy, upon whatever it is that they're doing, and they say all of these lies and stuff like that. So it's called gang stalking, and that's exactly what's happening, cyberbullying. So we're willing to tell our story. We're willing to get in touch with BBC, CNN, news, Fox News, any media that's like really big to tell our story, because at the end of the day, he's in a Nicaraguan jail for no reason. And so this was the last conversation on Tuesday that me and him talked about. And of course he's like he wants me to tell y'all that he loves y'all, that he's thankful for all the support out there that we have been getting from all of the people who's donating to us, all the people who's signing the petition, all the people who's supporting Carbonation, because at the end of the day, this is what we came here to do. The same energy that these trolls are putting out to get him locked up is the same energy we need to have to get him out, and that's the only way that it's going to be done. You see what I'm saying? It's bigger than money. Money is just energy. Money is a catalyst to get us from point A to point B. And if you have money, and whatever you do with it will show who you are. It will show what type of heart that you have. You see what I'm saying? So you can have all the money in the world and do the wrong thing with it. And you can have all the money in the world and give it away because you know that other people need it just as much as you do. And deeper than that is that it's your exchange of energy and what you have to offer the world. Money is just a ticket. It's just a false imagery. It's a piece of paper. It's an illusion. But the actual meaning of money is energy. And what you do with your energy says everything about who you are. So we want to thank you. And Chief thanks everybody out there who's supporting him, who's sending their energy to get us where we need to be to see him free. Because at the end of the day, he's given us a lot of energy. He didn't necessarily give us money. He gave us his energy, his time, his wealth and knowledge. You see what I'm saying? He gave us that. He gave us his heart. And so what we do with him now says everything about who we are. So at the end of the day, we want to thank everybody. We want to thank all of our supporters. The trolls, there's not more haters than there are people who love us. Period, point blank. There are more people who love us than who hate us. And it's just a select few who hate us and that who have this false sense of power to think that they can do what they're doing. But at the end of the day, once all of the smoke clears and everything settles, and everything is calmed down, when the storm passes, the truth will remain in the end. And you're going to fade away. And you're going to actually you're going to condemn yourself for doing what it is that you're doing. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Y'all, but we're not going to allow you to keep sitting here talking about us, making up lies about us, and think that we're going to be silent about it. No, we wake up every fucking day just to put our lives online so we can teach you and show you that there's a better way to live. There's nothing wrong that we're doing. There's nothing wrong that Chief did. Any video that you may have misinterpreted from your fucked up perception and the way that you want to look at life, that you watched of Chief, has everything to do with how you're thinking and not what's the actuality of the situation. We've got online, Chief has got online to explain himself in multiple scenarios in any type of video that anybody have felt that they disagree with or that they didn't understand. But if you don't want to understand, then that is your way of life. That is the way that you want to live. So at the end of the day, you go your separate way. You don't have to sit online and bully us. You don't have to sit online and stalk us just to find something, just to make our lives what you think it is. So with everything that's going on, that's transpiring and everything, it's just to show us who's weak and who's real. At the end of the day, it's just collecting the elite and convicting the weak at this point. And we're coming close because Chief is in a situation that he's in right now. It's coming closer to the end where your minds, your hearts are being more callous. It's being more, you're locking your DNA into what you are going to live out your next lifetime. You're creating your next lifetime. And we're just here to help you out of that paradigm, to help you into a more righteous way of living, into a more righteous way of thinking so that you don't create that reality for yourself when you or transitioning from this lifetime to the next. So prior to having that meeting, prior to having that meeting with Chief, we had already met up with our lawyer that same day, that Tuesday, which was 2 days ago. That Tuesday, we had held a meeting with our lawyer, and our lawyer was saying, okay, we got a judge, and we have to go up to the police station, and y'all can meet the family, y'all can meet us there, and we will ask and demand, not even ask, but we were demanding from the Supreme Court here in Nicaragua for his release. Now, even if he had a trial date, even if he was to walk in a courtroom and the judge, the judge would say the same thing. The only difference between the tactic or the strategy we chose to do. Yeah, welcome back. I'm gonna just pin our comment again. It was paused, so now we're back in. So like I was saying, Nicaragua is denying their own judicial system. They are making their own laws, and they are going against their own laws, and that's not good, because now you have Chief in the situation where he's in a foreign country as an American citizen who cannot receive help from the U.S. Embassy the way that he should be because of the political turmoil between Nicaragua and America. So now we have to take another route, and the other route is to push the U.S. to help us, because he's a Nicaraguan citizen. He's a U.S. citizen. He's not a Nicaraguan citizen. So a little bit more juice to the story is the fact that the reason why it took us so long to give the update is because we were so back and forth, and I wanted to give everybody very clear, definite points of what it is that we're going through and what it is that we're doing. Because if I would have gave you the update 2 days ago, it could have confused a lot. So this is what happened from that, since the time I posted that meme up until now. First, our lawyer, we have 2 Nicaraguan lawyers. So once we got our lawyer, we sent all of our information. We told him everything. We showed him our life. We showed him the cyberbullying. We showed him everything. On top of that, he did his own research as far as the laws that have been infringed upon Chief and everything that Chief is going through, and the illegal activity that is going on the behalf of the Nicaraguan National Police. All of this has been stated, all of this has been notarized by our lawyer and has been certified by the Supreme Court judge here in Nicaragua. Now we have to take the action to actually, the first judge that we got actually denied our case. First off, I want to tell y'all the situation politically here that we're in Nicaragua. We know, as citizens of countries, we know that every country has its own set of political issues or political standpoints when it comes to being a democracy, Republican, a democratic, whatever it is that you are, dictatorship, whatever it is that whatever country operates under. Nicaragua here is under political turmoil with America. This is not to say that we don't like Nicaragua or anything like that, because we actually came to Nicaragua. We was like, oh, Nicaragua is very, very beautiful. We want to enjoy this place. We want to see the fruit, just like we have done with every other Central America country that we've passed through. We passed through all of the countries here in Central America, except for a few, which we were actually going ahead that way right before Chief was detained. So we came to Nicaragua at first, and we didn't know anything about the political standpoint between them and America. We're not thinking about political issues, because we're not here for political issues. We're here to proclaim the message, live our lives as we see fit, and do what it is that we need to do. Live in tune with nature and enjoy the fruit and enjoy the fresh air and enjoy everything that we came here to enjoy. And this is the journey that we're on in our life. So after some time had went by, of course, we're getting trolled online. Like, we're getting cyberbullied online by all these people you see. They're just cyberbullying the shit out of us. And they're creating lies, and they're taking out videos, clips of 3-hour-long videos, hour-long videos, and creating it and depicting it to be what they think it is by twisting the words around and switching and twisting the content of the video. Now, if anybody ever go back to those original videos that they clipped those clips from, then you would watch the whole video and you would see what Chief is talking about. You would see what Eligio Bishop is saying in the video. So I encourage everybody to go to Carbonation. If you don't know about us, you should go to Carbonation TV on YouTube so that you can get a very clear, definite idea of what we are, who we are, and why we're doing what we're doing. This is not to go against anything or anybody. We just feel that there is a natural way to live life, and this is how we want to live our lives. Who are you or anybody else to take that away from us? We don't harm anything. We don't do anything to nobody. We don't talk bad about anybody. We don't make lies up on anybody. We just tell the truth. We speak it how it is, and we keep it moving, and we document our life. So this has been what has happened to us on our journey, is the cyberbullying. Everybody cyberbullies us. They make certain things up about us. They say certain things about us, lies. And recently the trolls have went to a whole nother extent to call the U.S. Embassy wherever we are. They would call the U.S. Embassy wherever we are and tell the U.S. Embassy that all of these lies and make up this thing about us. And the U.S. Embassy, of course, is like, oh, damn. They would even go so far to actually call in the police, the national police of the country that we're in, to tell us what it is, to tell them what it is that they think that we're doing, and tell them all of the lies and all of the blasphemy that they've put out against us. So what you have is, when you call these people, when the cyberbullies call the police where we are, of course, they don't want any criminal activity in their country, so they're going to investigate whatever it is. The first time this happened to us was in Mexico. Palenque, Mexico, and a lot of stuff was happening, and that was actually my behavior and the things that I did in Palenque, Mexico, gave the trolls, it gave these cyberbullies ammunition to use against us, to depict our lives in such a way that they could use it against us. So me and my husband Eligio, we went through our situation, like our relationship and stuff like that, and we documented our relationship online, so people actually got to see themselves in a relationship through us. There are many relationships out there that have the same disagreements that me and him may have had at one point in time, which is completely blown over and completely looked in the past, and now we have a clear understanding of what it is and who it is and what it is between us. So, and nobody's taking that into consideration. Nobody's taking into consideration that we're a couple just like everybody else out there, in a couple that's going through their ins and outs when it comes to being connected to a person. At some point, you have to agree in a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So this is what the people have seen, our relationship, and these trolls have taken our relationship and depicted it to what they want it to be. At one point in time, and this is why Carbonation really doesn't talk to any outside people, like as far as like Babylon family and stuff like that, because when we do that, you can use anything we say against you when we're actually just looking to you as a friend, or to look to you for guidance or whatever it may be. But we can't depend on you because you see our life in a way that's fucked up. You don't agree with our lifestyle that way we think that we should live our life, and you don't support us, so we don't talk to you, and this is why. So when I was having one of my down moments in a relationship with my husband, I stepped out of our marriage and I called my Babylon dad, and I had a conversation with him, and it was simply just about normal things, like normal things people go through in a relationship, normal stuff that people don't actually want to talk about, that their husband and wife don't want to talk about because they may be ashamed, or they may not want to lose that person, or whatever it is. But we're actually trying to salvage and keep our relationship because we see how important it is for both of us to have each other in our lives. So what we did was we just simply came out and started talking about the shit that nobody wants to talk about, and we're handling it between each other like adults, and we're getting through it, and we're getting over it, and we're not harboring and hiding this shit from each other and acting like I like him and he's not acting like he likes me just to be with me just because he may, it's not that type of situation. It's actually us just working the kinks out within our relationship relationship. So when I walked out of our relationship to talk to my Babylon dad, he created this big thing in Mexico. Mexico came in, they ran down with guns on us. They pulled everybody out. They said that he was abusing children, he was a pedophile, he was sex trafficking all the women here. This is a sex cult. He's taking money from everybody. He's extorting everybody. He's doing all of these negative things that you see online. And I'm here to tell you today, and the rest of Carbonation will be giving their testimony soon, so that you can know that all of these things that's online are not real. When you go on the actual Managua website to look up the article that they have on us, it is literally mismatched information. It's information way from Costa Rica, and that was 3 years ago. There's information that's being put together in pieces, like puzzle pieces that don't even go together. So what you have is a article about us that's not even true. The people that's on that article is not even here anymore. They're not even here anymore. So there's a whole nother group of people. There's a whole new, thing that we're going through. And all of the people who left Carbonation, they wanted to leave because they didn't agree with the lifestyle. They didn't agree with some of the things that, they thought that they just, didn't agree with. And it is what it is. And we couldn't stop them and hold them hostage or anything like that. So it behooves, it baffles me and behooves me to tell you that all of this shit is a lie. People online, they're creating this, they're making that, and then actually people have more incentive to make up certain things about us because BBC actually did an interview without our consent about who we were and what we were here to do and all of this stuff like that, and was calling us a cult and was saying all of this stuff about us that aren't necessarily true, instead of taking our word for it and then just leaving it alone if we chose not to do the interview, because what people are trying to do is twist what we're saying. A cult is nothing more than a culture. The root word of culture is cult. It's just a way of life. It's a group of people that's under a certain doctrine, a certain thought frequency, a certain set of mind frame, a certain people that is under specific laws and principles that abide by those laws and principles, and choose not to live by anything else other than that. I mean, look at every country that's here. Look at the United States. Everybody has a certain culture. Everybody is technically a certain cult. That does not make it bad. We just have put the stigma and we have put a negative denotation on the word cult. It's not what people are making it out to seem to be, and we're not this cult that's like trying to capture people and hold. No, if people come and they want to go, we let them go. If we were holding anybody hostage, then all of the people who was on the list on the Managua webpage, all of those people would still be here, but all of those people are gone, and now there are new people, and it doesn't matter about what they thought that they didn't agree with or whatever. They went to go live their life at the end of the day, and even if they had something negative to say, I think that's really fucked up on their behalf, because it wasn't that much negative here that they've experienced, because I've been here for damn near 3 years now, and nobody wants to talk to me. And what's even more fucked up about our situation is that when you're here in Carbonation, everybody's like, you're stupid, you're brainwashed, you don't know shit, you're being brainwashed by Chief, this and that, and then this and that. And then when we actually leave, if any of us right now who's in Carbonation now was to ever leave, then our word just automatically becomes credible. It automatically becomes something that the trolls can take, or that demonic forces can take, or people who want to see us fail can take to use against us, and then they'll take that as truth. And that doesn't make sense to me, because if you truly took my word for the truth when I was out of Carbonation, why wouldn't you take my word to be credible or true when I'm in Carbonation? That doesn't make sense. And like I was always told, and it's a wise saying, like, there's always two sides to the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's your part, there's someone else's part. But there's three sides to the truth, but there's your part, there's someone else's part, and there's the absolute truth of what happened. You can take all the negative you want, you can make us look as bad as you want, but you have nothing positive to say. Chief, these trolls have literally called Chief everything. Literally, they have made him out to be every criminal act that you could ever think of, and I think that's the most fucked up thing ever, because no human on the face of this earth can be that fucked up. Like, period. There's nobody out here that's that fucked up. You have people that have different degrees and octaves of fucked upness, but no person on earth can be all of these fucked up things that you're saying. And even if he showed you his ex-wife who had the quarrel with him or whatever the case may be, the only reason why he put it online to show you anything that he may have confessed to himself is because he wants to show you that that's not the right thing to do. Because people actually go there. People actually do stupid shit like that. And he's been through a lot in his life to come back to a standpoint and tell you like, look, I have experience and this is why you shouldn't do it. Not to say that, oh yeah, this is who I am, this is the ends all be all of who I am. You act like people can't make mistakes. You act like people can't grow from what it is that they went through. And if at any moment you went through something in your life and somebody condemned you for something that you did, how would you feel? What would you think about? What would you do? How would you feel towards that person if somebody literally was trying to make you out to be a mistake that you made? You wouldn't necessarily like that naturally in your lower self. You wouldn't necessarily like that person. You would tell that person, fuck you. You would want to fight that person. Or you would be like Chief and try to explain and try to get them and level with them and reason with them and raise them up to your thought frequency. So at the end of the day, it's just fucked up how people are making this out to be more than what it is. And now you have him locked up for it. But at the end of the day, you shall get what you reap. You know, you call yourself reaper. Oh yeah, you will reap what you sow. So at the end of the day, you should be careful where you planting seeds and how you're planting seeds, because at the end of the day, whether it looks like it's germinating or not, that shit is gonna die out very soon, and you're not gonna have any harvest from it. Period. Point blank. So, you know, me and him, we have our relationship, and that's just one aspect to it. You know, our relationship is one aspect to it. You know, it's his whole life that people are trying to use against him. You know, and it's just retarded, and it's just stupid. You know, it's something that we should all look at as humanity and ask ourselves like, damn, what is it inside of me that wants to make him suffer for what he believes in? You cannot sit there and bash anybody for their religious beliefs or their outlooks on life. You just either you agree with their opinion or you don't, and you keep it moving and you do your own thing. You don't have to bully anybody. You don't have to harass anybody. So what happened was, back to the story, what happened was, once that happened in Mexico, these Mexican police investigated everybody. They took the women for sure, because it was an allegation saying that he was sex trafficking everybody. What do you call it? The people who ask you certain questions in a way so that you can psychological person, interviewer, lady, thingy, whatever these people are called. They had a psychoanalyst on every woman here to give their statement on what it was that they was going through, and everything came back regular. Everything, they're like, okay, we understand what's going on here. They actually came up in our home in Mexico, looked at everything, made sure that nothing was wrong. They checked the children, they checked everything, and they let us go. They said, okay, you can go back home now. So if it was still an open investigation, then they would have told us, look, this is still an open investigation, this needs to happen and this needs to happen. They wouldn't just let us leave Mexico the way that they did, because if we had any warrant or any open investigation on us from Mexico, they wouldn't have let us pass the borders. Period. So at the end of the day, we left Mexico righteously, legally, the way we were supposed to, and we did. And they didn't stop us because they didn't have a problem with us, because they already had investigated thoroughly the situation. So once we got to Nicaragua, the same thing happened. Only this time, Nicaragua officials are illegally rejecting their Supreme Court orders. Their own system, they are infringing upon Chief's rights. They are making up their own laws, and they are holding him basically hostage in the Nicaragua jail, in the Nicaragua prison. And shame on you if you feel that, you know, shame on you if you have it so bad out there for Chief. If you just want to see him fail, like, shame on you, because at the end of the day, no one wants to see, I don't want to see anybody in jail. I feel for all of the people that's in jail right now, because let me tell you the situation. that's going on in Nicaragua. And this is no shade on Nicaragua. This is no backlash or anything like that. I wish everybody well. I wish everybody harmony. I wish everybody peace. I wish everybody a stable environment. So I wish nobody war. You know what I'm saying? I just want everything to be cool, calm, and collected. Nicaragua has changed their government system. They've completely changed the turmoil that they have with. Wait, let me see something. They completely have changed their government from the turmoil that they have with America. So what you have is the police, the Nicaraguan police, are cracking down on anybody and anything who is becoming or seems like a political threat, because they don't want to give up their leadership here in Nicaragua. And I understand, because if you're your own man, then you should be able to have, your country under control within your own laws, within your own self. So there's a political upheaval, there's a political turmoil between Nicaragua and America. And the only thing that I could really think about why they would still be holding Chief, or why these things would still be going on as long as it's going on, is because he's a U.S. citizen and they already have something out against Chief, and plus these accusations that are not confirmed on the motherfucking Nicaraguan website. Nothing is confirmed. That, they don't want a person out there that all these allegations have been put on. They don't want anybody like that in their space, in their country, and I understand that, but at what cost? If you have these people, Nicaragua police have 48 hours to do a thorough investigation on the situation. They have held him for up to 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So at the end of the day, they're infringing Chief's rights. He's been supposed to been out of jail, been supposed to been out of this jail and everything like that. And it's sad. It's sad. And anybody who wishes to see Chief in this situation, shame on you. And it's sad for you. It's just sad to see you in that space, because at the end of your life cycle, you're really going to regret what's going on. You're really going to think about what it is that you've done, and you're going to condemn yourself for it. There's no external God of you that's going to condemn you because whatever. No, you're going to do it to yourself, because you are that God that you think that's external of you, whether you like to believe that or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, people always want to make this external entity from outside of them to feel good about what it is that they're doing. But if you really, really thought about it, and you knew that you were God too, and that you would condemn yourself for doing the shit that you've done, you would think twice about doing shit, because you would innately feel bad in your heart about the shit that you have done. And even if you did have an external God, or you thought that there was an external God of yourself, when you do fucked up shit, everybody has a fucked up meter inside of them. I don't give a fuck how disconnected you are, or how mean you can be, or how fucked up an individual you are. Everybody has a meter inside of them to know when they're doing some foul shit. Period. And so if you're ignoring that sense, you're going to get it the worst, because you know that you're doing fucked up shit. You know that you're doing we know that you're doing fucked up. Yeah. You know that you're doing fucked up shit. And at the end of the day, it just is what it is. And for everybody out there who knows me as my past self, Velvet, and who knows Chief as Eligio Bishop, and knows everybody as their past Babylon self, it would behoove you to get to know us again, because we don't have the same minds that we used to. This is why we can't take anybody from our past. This is why we can't talk to anybody from our past, because y'all don't understand what we understand. And that's okay. But my only issue with that is, don't try to harass me and bully me and send me little stupid ass texts and call my husband all type of names and make up a whole bunch of lies just because you don't agree with it is that we want to do. You can just simply get out of our life, because we're not in your life shoving this information down your throat. We simply post it on our social medias. You so just happen to run into it and you're convicted by it, so you must comment. You must have something to say about the situation because you're convicted somewhere within yourself, because you know that you're doing fucked up shit and we're doing the right thing, and you may not be in the right moment or the right space and time to do the righteous thing, or you may have went so far into your lower self that you know you subconsciously know that you can't get out of that paradigm, so you have to be a demon. You have to be fucked up. But I tell you that you have another option. Whether you think you're too far in a rabbit hole or not, you still have the opportunity to get out of the situation that you're in and live a righteous life. There is nothing wrong that we're doing. There's nothing wrong that Chief has done. He has never done any other accusations that have been put against him from these social media bullies. He has never done any of that. And like I keep telling y'all, if you go back to the article, if you know carbonation, if you have done your due diligence and study carbonation like everybody should be doing to get their own perspective on what is going on here, you will see that article is a bunch of fucking lies on the Nicaragua website. It's a bunch of lies. Those things it's literally just pieces of information from 6 years put on in one article. How can you sum someone's life up only in 6 years? That's the most fucking retarded shit I've ever... You see what I'm saying? You have to literally sit down with a person, interview them, talk to them. And you know the most fucked up thing about this all is that we get online to tell our story. We get online to tell people what the fuck it is that's going on. We tell people like, look, this is what I meant. We actually repost the videos so that y'all can see it. We actually go and take our time to make videos explaining what it is that we meant in that video so that you don't have a fucked up way of thinking of it and you still choose to look at us in the negative way. You still choose to look at us in a negative way. And that has nothing to do with us because we have done our job to help you understand. If you don't want to understand, then you must just go your separate way, but you don't bully us. Don't bully us online. And if you really think that tearing us apart, putting Chief in jail, and doing whatever you think you can do to take us down, you have another thing coming for you. If you think that that's the outcome and you think that that's the solution to healing humanity and doing everything, if you really truly knew what carbonation was about, you would not take us apart. You would not you would not do the things that you're doing if you really understood. And you, at the end of the day, shame on you for doing it. Period. If you really truly understood what it is that you're implementing yourself in as far as to getting him in prison, getting, trolls to block our pages and, say all of these lies and do all of this stuff, you will really, really regret it. Really regret it. And that's how it goes to show you that nobody is caring about what we're saying. No one cares about what's coming out of Chief's mouth. The only thing that they're trying to find is flaws in his character. And if you're looking for flaws, then that's the only thing you'll find. You'll never see the positivity. If you're only on the surface, you'll stay on the surface. Period. And you'll never be able to get the truth. You'll never be able to get the facts. You'll never be able to get the shit that's actually the real. Because you're so fake. You live in a fake world. You think about fake things. You worried about fake shit. You're around a whole bunch of other fake motherfuckers. You have your whole reality is fake, and you never connect to the real. No one ever keeps it real with you. No one ever tell you the truth. And because now you have people that keep it real with you, now you mad at that person. Now you want to shut that person up so you can go back to doing what's fake, so that you can go back to doing what's fucked up. But at the end of the day, we're not forcing you to do anything. You choose to do it. We tell you, if you support carbonation, stand up. If you support carbonation, put hearts in the room. And if you don't, exit this motherfucker, period. You don't have to live our life with us. You don't have to be indulged so much in our life that it's taking so much of your time that out of your life that you can't even focus on the shit that you need to focus on to better yourself. We're just trying to help you become a better person. Why are you mad at us for helping you become a better person? Why would anybody be mad at helping them become a better person? Why? Because we're such in a fake world that everybody wants to do fake shit. We're so immersed in a fake world that everybody is so gung-ho on doing fake shit because you're praised to do fake shit. You're applauded and rewarded for doing fucked up fake shit. And carbonation that's not what we stand for. That's not what we stand for. So at the end of the day, you live your life the way you see fit, and we will live ours the way we see fit, but you don't bully us. Don't cyberbully us and sit on there and make up lies about us and tell the national police of wherever we are to get us locked up and get us taken to jail and get us taken away. These Babylon families want to say that they love us and that they want to see us do better and thrive and all of that. But how could you ever love me if you don't understand that my situation is the best thing that ever happened to me and could be the best thing that ever happened to you if you allow it to? If you don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing or haven't taken the time out to understand my mind, to really understand why it is that I'm doing, then that's on you. And that's why we don't fuck with you. Period. I don't give a fuck where you came from, who you are, who nuts you came out of, what bloodline. I don't give a fuck. You're not on my thought frequency. Motherfucking blood is just not even 1% of what it is that we should be thinking about. It is thought frequency. If you don't think the same as me, then we can never vibrate in the same space. This is why if you ever had a friend and y'all once started thinking of like y'all did everything together, y'all was on the same motherfucking path, y'all did everything, and then one day that friend just started thinking different, y'all gonna separate. Two frequencies can't hold the same space. Period. And that's what it is. So now the update has been that first we had to find a lawyer. First we found a lawyer. We have two lawyers. First we found the first judge. That first judge denied our case because of the political turmoil between them and America. We found a second judge. That judge denied our case because of the political turmoil between Nicaragua and America. That judge said that they were scared of the police. So we have to go find another judge. This judge was actually appointed by the Nicaraguan Supreme Court to take on our case to demand Chief's release. Got the lawyer, got the judge, we got them together, we did what we had to do, got to the police station, requested his release on Wednesday. We requested his release on Wednesday. They said the police told us at the police station, they told the judge and the lawyer and us that we should come back at 2 o'clock. We was there at 10:30. They told us on Wednesday to come back at 2 o'clock so that they can see if the person who's releasing inmates or releasing the people that's in prison is there to release them. So we're like, all right, cool. We're going to come back at 2 o'clock. Everything should be good. This, and that. We come back at 2 o'clock. They tell us the same thing. Y'all need to come back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. so that we can see if the person is here to release them because he's not here. No one was that person wasn't taking calls, wasn't taking anything. So we're like, we start getting suspicious. So we're like, okay, we're starting to think like, why wouldn't the man or the head police, why wouldn't that person be there in the facility to release a person who's in a prison? I mean, there could be a release at any moment. Why wouldn't that person not be here? It's a motherfucking Thursday. So they're like, okay, come back at 2. We come back at 2. Same thing. Y'all, you can't, no, he's not here. Sorry. Well, what can y'all do? Can y'all give us something? Like, what can y'all do? Because we need to get this American citizen, this innocent American citizen out of your jail. So, they're like, at 2 o'clock Thursday, they're like, no, he's still not here. We can't give you information. We can't give you a visitation. We can't disclose any information about the case. Y'all need to come back on Friday at 8:30 again online. I mean, in person with the lawyer and the judge. We're like, what the fuck are y'all doing? How can this person not be here? I don't understand why y'all doing this. So the lawyer, all he tells us is that, y'all gonna have to wait. That's the only thing that you can do, because if they are denying the Supreme Court, the orders of the Supreme Court, then they are doing corrupt shit. Period. It's just being corrupt. Literally, this place is corrupt. And because of the political turmoil between Nicaragua and America, they're being even more fucked up. So, Friday, we come back at 8:30 in the morning. We're fucking hyped. All our energy is up. We're like, Chief is getting out. We got the banner. We got everything we need. Get there. They're like, he's not here. We're like, what are you talking about? You can't deny us forever. Like, what are you talking about? Mind you, every visitation that happens, we have to pay money. These people are so fucking corrupt, yo. We have to pay money every time we go up there with the judge and lawyer to get him out. So now we have to figure out another way how to get Chief out of jail because these motherfuckers want to be so corrupt. So we're like, yo, we got to talk to an assistant. We have to talk to something. We have to talk to somebody that's over you because this is not fair. This is illegal. It's way past 48 hours. There's even an amnesty law on protesters because here in Nicaragua, because the political switch that they made, their citizens started protesting. You can look this up online. There were 800 protesters here in Nicaragua. They locked 500 of them up. Only 50 of them got out on the amnesty law, and the rest of them were shot and killed dead in the street because they were protesting for human rights. Human rights. We're not protesting for Nicaragua. We're on our own journey. We're not even here for Nicaragua bullshit. We're just here on our own terms. We're here on our own journey, going and doing what it is that we need to do. So, with that being stated, we're like, we need to talk to somebody here, blah, 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 blah. They sent us to an assistant, the assistant of the head police officer. They like just putting us and pushing us off and ignoring us and giving us this and telling us to do that and doing all of this stuff. So we get to talk to the assistant of the head police and he's like, well, he's not here right now and I'll pass the message and stuff like that. So they give us the number to the... They give us the number to the head police. So the lawyer has that police the head police number and the assistant said, well, just be expecting a call from them to let you know what it is that they need to do, blah 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 blah. So we're like, what in the world? We're just completely confused and we're completely knowing that this is illegal shit that's happening because we know that it's fucked up and we know that they're lying to us because the same person who accepted the request from the embassy to see Chief is the same person that comes to the front to release Chief. So that person is there. Mind you, that day on Friday when we were there at 8:30, there was an actual release of someone. When they was telling us that person wasn't there, they were actually releasing another inmate in the middle of our conversation. So we know that they're illegally holding Chief for some shit. We don't know exactly why, and we don't know. We may think that it's political, and because he's an American citizen, and that they have political turmoil with America, but it well could be because of the trolls and what they've said about us, and who knows to what extent that they want to do what it is that they have done to us. So they said the assistant gave us the number. We witnessed another release from another person who was in the same jail as Chief getting released that same day, and the lawyer and the judge are looking at each other like, what? And they're getting upset. They actually want to, start screaming, but they have to keep their composure because they know that it's wrong. They know that it's fucked up. And this order came from the Supreme Court. A judge was there in person to release Chief. There. So they know that this is some corrupt shit that's happening. So they tell us, come back at 2 o'clock in the evening on Friday. Bruh, we come back on 2 o'clock Friday evening. Same thing. He's not here. We're like, yo, y'all are so fucked up for this, bro. Y'all are so... How can you deny your own Supreme Court? How can you deny your own judicial system? That doesn't even make sense, yo. Some sneaky fucked up shit is happening. And... it's just fucked up, man. It's really, really fucked up. So we have our own ways of going to go about this, on how we can free Chief and everything like that. We've already sent out. We already sent out a petition for everybody to sign. We have about 430 something 450 signatures on there. We're way beyond. I'm so sorry. We're way beyond our our goal as far as how many people we wanted to sign. So at that time, everybody, the link is in my bio to sign a petition to free Chief. This is actually going to help us get him released, because and all of the comments too, all of the comments that you share with us on that petition, that's actually being used in his favor. The same energy that we use, that the trolls use to get Chief in this Nicaraguan jail, is the same energy that we need to have to get him out. We're calling CNN, we're calling BBC, we're calling all the big newscasts, we're calling everybody, we're calling everybody, and anybody who genuinely wants to support carbonation, please come to my inbox and hit me up in my inbox. Now, you will be scanned very thoroughly, and I'm not taking no fucking short answers. I know who the trolls and who's not. Period. So anybody who wants to further help us inquiry about getting Chief out of jail and helping us and support Carbonation, come directly to my inbox. Carbonation is going to be opening all of these inboxes today so that we can further proceed on what it is that we need to do to help Chief get out. Everybody keep signing the protest. Send that to anybody you need to send it to who you know that will help Carbonation, so that we can get more signatures to help Chief get out. And other than that, we're basically just waiting on the Nicaraguan National Police, the facility that Chief is being held illegally at as a hostage. We have to wait on their approval to release him. We don't know technically when that's going to be, but we're going to do everything that we can to push the media to make this and blow it up.